Despite the world's highest living standards, the average American remained vaguely discontent. There was something missing.
You've probably seen a lot of videos about shaving, but what about after the shave? There is a surprising amount of variety in aftershave products, and many widely available aftershaves are actually pretty good, probably because many widely available razors and shave creams are so bad. But that wide variety of aftershave products can be confusing, especially with all the different terminology that gets spewed out without much explanation. It all kind of makes you wonder who's in charge. So let's look at a general overview of aftershaves with some rules of thumb. Details can be covered in later videos based on your questions and feedback. But first, let me clarify what I mean by aftershave, because it can mean different things to different people. Now, I'm not talking about products like this or like this that are just basically alcohol with a scent component, sort of like a cologne. No, I'm talking products more like this or like this that provide some combination of irritation relief, protection to the skin, and moisturizing. You want to base your aftershave selection on how that combination addresses the specific needs of your skin. Aftershaves can be divided into two broad categories: balms and splashes. Balms are heavier feeling on the skin and typically provide more irritation relief and more moisturization to the skin, particularly in cold or dry climates. Splashes are more watery feeling and generally contain a combination of toners, astringents, and hydrosols to cleanse and provide a degree of antiseptic or antibacterial protection to the skin. They're more popular with those with oily skin or in hot, humid climates. Both balms and splashes often use some kind of humectant to increase the effectiveness of other ingredients. They're also used to minimize the dehydrating effect of some other active ingredients. Examples of some humectants include glycerol, propylene glycol, sorbitol, lactic acid, or urea. Moisturizers are ingredients specifically designed to make the external layers of the skin softer and more pliable by increasing the skin's water content. It does that not by putting water into the skin, but by reducing evaporation. A moisturizer is not a single ingredient, but a combination of ingredients like oils and humectants working together. Toners and astringents are designed to cleanse the skin and shrink the appearance of pores. Astringents are the strongest form of toner, containing a high proportion of alcohol, as high as 60%. Mild astringent solutions are used in the relief of minor skin irritations like superficial cuts, rash from allergies, insect bites, or fungal infections like athlete's foot. They can also help heal scars. They're commonly recommended for oily skin as they are drying, but keep in mind the removal of oil from the skin can lead to excess oil production as the skin tries to compensate and prevent moisture loss. Topically applied astringents cause mild coagulation of the skin proteins and will dry, harden, and protect the skin. Astringents are best applied only to problem areas of the skin to prevent excessive drying. Some common ingredients include alum, oatmeal, acacia, yarrow, witch hazel, distilled vinegar, and alcohol. Hydrosols are the product of essential oils usually obtained by steam distillation from an aromatic plant. Hydrosols go by other names including floral water, herbal distillates, hydrolate, herbal water, and essential water. The hydrosols most associated with shaving are rose and lavender. Rose is mildly antibacterial, while lavender is known to be mildly antiseptic. For example, this Art of Shaving toner distillate here is basically rose water. Sometimes rose and lavender are combined into a single product like QED's Da Vinci water. By the way, it's a good idea to keep these things refrigerated if you can. They'll last longer and they feel better in the summer anyway. that you have some background on what aftershaves are composed of, how should you use them? The answer to that depends partly on what kind of skin you have. How do you know what kind of skin you have? Okay, here are some guidelines. Dry skin appears rough, dull, or cracked and is prone to peeling, lines, and wrinkles. A moisturizing shave balm would work well here. Using a moisturizer just before bed might be useful too. Oily skin looks shiny, particularly on the T-zone of the forehead, nose, and chin, and feels, well, oily to the touch. The skin appears to have large or open pores, and it is prone to blackheads, whiteheads, spots, and pimples, and even acne. An aftershave splash with a toner would probably be your best bet. Sensitive skin will itch, sting, or break out in a rash when you use certain shaving and skincare products. You'll need to try to use products specifically made for sensitive skin. Combination skin will have a central greasy area around the T-zone, the forehead, nose, and chin, but dry around the cheeks. It's also prone to blackheads, especially around the nose. The best way of dealing with combination skin is either to use products designed specifically for combination skin or to simply apply the relevant products to the relevant area of your face. Normal skin appears evenly textured, smooth, clear, and healthy, with barely visible pores and without blemishes or spots. You could probably use any mild splash or balm in this case. Okay, you've finished your shave and now you're ready for your aftershave. Two things to keep in mind. First, keep your face wet. You don't need to keep it dripping wet, but at least moist. That way you'll use less product and it'll cover more evenly. Second thing is, if you use more than one product, like first a splash and then a balm, apply the most watery product first and then the balm afterward. You want the lighter stuff closer to the skin and the heavier stuff after. And that's all there is to it.